Hello, welcome.
Hey, Amir, how are you?
It's a pleasure to be speaking with you. Welcome.
Likewise. Likewise.
I'm so happy you
Is the
could make
lighting okay?
it.
Yeah, me too. Hey, Melissa.
You're muted. There we go.
Aloha.
Welcome, welcome.
Yay. Hold on.
So, this is a momentous
You
occasion.
guys.
It's really good that the three of us are here, um, that we've reunited once again. This is beautiful.
Yeah,
Let's extend a welcome to our wonderful audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I
Yes.
hope you're doing really, really well. It's a
yeah.
pleasure to have you with us. Um,
Blessings.
Blessings to you. I'm Dr. Amir. Um, I'm here to take full advantage of the knowledge and wisdom of Chad and Melissa. I'll let you introduce yourselves and then we can get started with our conversation.
Okay, Melissa, go ahead. Ladies first.
Cool. Okay. Hi, I'm Melissa. I live on the beautiful island of Kauai, and I'm just so blessed every day with all the amazing magic that's happening in my world and in the world. And grateful for my divine brothers and all the connection I've been making lately with community and soul family coming together. It's been really amazing. Um, and I'm a gardener by trade and by passion, and I've had some really profound and transformative um, ayahuasca ceremonies recently um, that were just so beautiful, and happy to share some of my experiences. So, thank you for this opportunity. I'm
Man, I'm
complete.
okay. I'm Chad, and yeah, similar to Melissa, the universe has brought us all together in a divine way, to no surprise. The three of us kind of came together, yeah, divinely, and Melissa kind of introduced Amir back in the day, and then we have worked together ever since and became friends. And um, I was just with Melissa in Kauai for a while during that ceremony, which is beautiful, um, and the Garden of Eden there. I currently live in California. I've been an entrepreneur in the plant medicine industry for like 16 years now, and not like hallucinogenic, more just like vitamin-y type. But I'm also very well versed in all the plant medicines. I've been focusing on remembering, reconnecting with the spirits of all the plant consciousnesses um, on my healing journey and healing path. So not only has it helped me tremendously, but it helps many others. It's not for everybody, but it helps so many people along. And it's just a beautiful, it can be a very beautiful ally to work with. So I'm just, yeah, very blessed to be here and honored and grateful. So look forward to our conversation.
Amazing. I think I'm the junior partner here. We couldn't have better people on this topic, both in terms of shamanic wisdom, but also pursuing a lifelong journey working with these wonderful allies. So, what is plant medicine? Uh, Chad, would you like to start this time round?
Sure. It's, yeah, I was thinking about that. Plant medicine encompasses such a big array. It's a huge topic because how I see it is all plants can be medicine, like food, let food be thy medicine. There's all kinds of medicinal herbs and um, so there's different ways, there's different approaches to it, right? But I think what we're focusing on today is more uh, the mind-altering, hallucinogenic type plant medicines. And Yeah, so they're basically to me they're a way to reconnect and to remember who we are as souls. They allow you to pierce the veil to it's kind of like it's hard to put a lot of this into like into words, especially English words. But it's like I don't want to say that it's like a cheat, but in a way, Mother Nature has provided these keys. I look at them as like a key for certain people that are in resonance with them, which is very important. If you're not, there are certain people just this is not for them, but Mother Nature provides these keys for us to be able to go into these to pierce the veil, and work with and interact with these consciousnesses to depending on your intentions and and your soul purpose and mission, it allows us to fast track things to whether it's cleansing, purifying, um, downloading, growing. I mean, it's just the possibilities are endless. Yeah, and there's many varieties. There's plants. There's like the fungi, like the mycelial networks. There's like bufo, which is from a toad. So like an amphibian. This would be not necessarily a plant medicine, but that's 5-MeO-DMT, which is similar to the DMT with ayahuasca brew. Um, so yeah, it kind of goes on and on. Then there's cacao, there's hape, which is like um, the real, authentic, divine tobacco, the nicotine, which is very helpful for our bodies. There's just a wide array of it, So, you know, um, yeah, very useful.
Melissa, go ahead, please. It's a free forum, so jump in. So, plant
Um,
medicine, the, how would you
yeah.
present this to somebody who really doesn't know much about this?
Well, I didn't really know much about it either till just actually a few months ago. Um, and I just was really blessed to have the opportunity to sit with, for my first experience with Mother Aya, was with a shaman from the Amazon, from the Hunikun tribe. Um, and I didn't even have to go to the Amazon. I was, really blessed that literally came to my front door practically. So I had this beautiful opportunity to sit with this shaman who was very powerful and just experience the power of all the instruments he used and all the ikaros and the you could just sense that everything was really intentional and timed perfectly. Like he was very he could tune into everybody's energies and feel what people needed just through telepathic communication, which was really amazing. Um, and it's definitely an experience that you have to be ready to face your shadows. And if you're not willing to do the inner work, you could have you know, each experience is so unique and individual. It just really depends on where you're at individually as on your journey. And I had already done previously a whole ton of deep releasing of grief and inner child trauma wounds and all that kind of on my own. So when I came into this first ceremony sitting with Mama Aya, it just really for me was like a woohoo new beginnings, and just really um, I was feeling like I was kind of in a sense transmuting. There's a lot of people purging and having some more harsh experiences sitting around me, but this overwhelming sense of just we had each other's backs, and there was some of us who weren't having such a difficult experience that were kind of holding the space, I guess you could say. And I felt like with every deep breath I took was like transmuting the stuff and just all the timing of the drums and the rattles and the everything that the shaman was doing to guide the ceremony was so perfect. And then there was also moments of silence in between. So you just were really felt like you were sitting in the void, and it was in darkness. It was at night, so there was like this, the drums and the, copal burning and sage and just moments of clearing, and then just moments of deep reflection and just kind of sitting in the silence and just, my intention was just to be open to the experience and to stay present and to whatever she had to show me, and just this overwhelming sense of being surrounded by brothers and sisters. Like we really, none of us really knew each other coming into the ceremony, but it was like this feeling of just deep connection, and we all were community, like brothers and sisters, totally supporting each other. And it really helped me to kind of let go of judgment of and just allow people to be wherever they are. And the integration part is so key too, where you get to talk after the ceremony and share what you had gone through, and to hear what everyone was kind of purging and releasing and moving through. It was just so nice to just feel it was a really safe space to share, and to be open and vulnerable with these, I thought were strangers, but actually felt like we were really all connected. So it was really beautiful. And that was just the first ceremony, but yeah, I've had several ceremonies since that were really similar. It's been really amazing. Yeah,
That
just this
sounds
sense of
incredible.
community and support was amazing.
So this is age old. It's not something that has just popped up. It pretty much used to be the main modality of healing that our ancestors had access to. It's interesting to look at these wonderful plants. So Chad, you mentioned that they've got medicinal purposes. Absolutely. A large proportion of pharmaceuticals are just some variation of plant medicine. They're just
Yeah.
rebranding it and patenting it and selling it. So the chemical is provided by nature. And that's just pretty much on the physical level. But then and this is where this is the subject that floats our boat. The extended human that is not just limited to the physical, looking at the truth of the matter. Then we go into looking at the consciousness of these wonderful, wonderful beings. We've got to be honest. Life didn't start with animals. Life started with plants. They're far more ancient than any living
Mhm.
creature. And now, when you look into their lifespan and their energy and their consciousness, it seems they're one of the very, very few species that never submitted to domination and control. They remained pure. And so they've been treated very, very harshly um, as the conditions of control got worse and worse. We're seeing deforestation, a massive onslaught on them, changing their genome. Same that's been going on with humans, but they never submitted. They remained pure. Now, that has a very interesting byproduct. They facilitate connection to source.
Yes. Yeah.
And they've got a consciousness that is superior to what we can do with our monkey brain. The network of roots and the whole forest as a whole. People think that it's just a plant. The movement is too subtle and slow for us to perceive, but they live for ages. So there needs to be this element of ritual to it, or
Yes. Yes.
ceremony.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'd like to now look at this ceremonial setting. It's really important because if you don't observe it, it just becomes like chain smoking. The medicine
Mhm.
that is tobacco, people just become addicted. They have no idea the power they are dealing with, and then it messes up the body. Melissa, would you like to just share a little bit of the ceremony, the settings, putting you in the
Yeah,
right place of trusting and relaxation?
totally. And I'd also like to add, I had an opportunity recently to make the medicine here on the island. To so to experience that from start to finish was very sacred. Picking the leaves from the chacuna to harvesting the vine from the chacunde, fine. And the whole process and was so understanding where the medicine came from and the process involved in making it was really, really special for me to it's not like just going and sitting and drinking the medicine. It's like I got to experience the whole process of how much goes into making this beautiful medicine with so much sacredness. Like every single leaf, the group that I worked with, we like every step was a ceremony in itself. Just gathering to just to pick the leaves to start out. We'd always do a blessing and a prayer and just give thanks and so much reverence for the spirit of the plants that we were working with. And so that was really beautiful. And just the whole, so much love that we put into the medicine, which, is really important too, because it's like you're putting your energy into this medicine that's going to be, hopefully healing hundreds of people, so it's really important in making the medicine also to have the energy be pure and sacred, and made with reverence. So that was amazing. And so the ceremony setting, the ones I've experienced, there's always, we set up an altar with crystals and offerings like plant flowers and like little statues of any gods or goddesses and deities that we want to bring in, call into the ceremony space to be with us. And yeah, just this sacred little altar kind of in the center. And then we all are seated around in a circle to have like a nice energy flow, a circuitry of, connectivity. And then the shaman or the maestro or whoever's leading and guiding the ceremony, and all their instruments and rattles and drums and all the stuff is kind of like, on one side, and then we're all in a continuous circle. Yeah, and it just starts, the ones I've experienced starts with this kind of a quiet time of getting to know each other real quietly before ceremony begins. So just kind of greeting each other and just sitting and quietly just kind of, just having a little toning down moment. Just getting quiet. Yeah, and then they open up the ceremony with prayer and blessings and yeah, just it's really sacred, so beautiful. And yeah, so then the guide or shaman will do their little ritual, and each one I've attended have been different and unique, but always with reverence to the medicine and blessings and gratitude for the medicine and Mama Ayahuasca, bringing her in. Yeah, just really sacred. And sometimes they would blow a little tobacco, into the medicine and then just call each person up individually. So you go up and sit before the shaman and yeah, and set your intentions. Could be silently, just kind of setting your intentions for what you want to bring in or experience through the ceremony. Yeah, and you just each take a turn and sit back in our little spaces. We kind of create like a little nest where you're really comfortable. You can either be sitting up or laying down, just really comfortable. Bring little cushions and chairs, whatever, to be comfortable. We call it the nest. Make your little nest. And yeah, so we take the medicine and then we sit and just are quiet and just kind of listen and just kind of feel until you feel, the medicine come in. And then at that point, usually the guide or the, leader will start either singing or playing some certain music, which is really, really amazing how it affects. Yeah. It's so, I was just so fascinated by the specific tones that each shaman would use in their singing, like the tones and it was really wild. It really was a guided experience, like a guided journey, where it was like it really would invoke certain feelings and bring up certain um I don't know, just emotions and then just yeah. And whenever the shaman or whoever's guiding, like for example, a friend of mine was sitting with me for our first time, and it was both of our first times, and she was having a tougher time, and she was kind of, I was all really really loving the music, and I'm just like, wow, this is amazing, and she was like, oh, this music. She was having a different, her own experience, but what she shared with me was afterwards, she was kind of, because right as she would think something, like she said, she kind of was, kind of watching him, and he would shift the way he was singing or something, to where she's like, it felt like he was directly communicating with me, but completely telepathically. But it was like he just was really in tune with, what each person was going through, and would kind of accommodate and shift the experience. It was really amazing. And same with the ceremony that Chad and I sat together too. Just that telepathic communication really opens up, and it's just wild. Kind of quiet, and then different, drumming and things like that will bring up different sensations of, like, when it's time to clear something, or something comes up that you need to heal. It's like then the drums come in, or the rattles, and it's like shoo, 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 like washing that away, transmuting, lots of transmutation, and just alchemizing, stuff for people. And then a lot of people are afraid of the whole purging part, who just hear about it and haven't experienced it, but it actually is quite a blessing. It's like you want to be doing it for yourself. It's like, and then something I was kind of receiving was just with each breath, it was like just taking deep breaths, and with every breath, it was like washing away the layers of illusion, is what I kept hearing. Like, it's deep breaths and just trust and surrender, and just with every breath, it's like just washing away the layers of illusion, and just
wow.
yeah, really just tapping into those higher realms of consciousness was profound.
So,
And
oh, sorry, please go ahead. I thought you finished. Go ahead.
it was something that was really funny. I think I mentioned to you in the email that you're a part of our ceremony, because Chad and I, we love you so much, and we respect you so deeply, and and I adore this beautiful bracelet that you made for me. But so in one of the ceremonies, Chad was sitting across from me, and you don't speak to each other. There's this noble silence that we, um, you know, where it's just everyone's kind of in their own space. Not really, no one talks. It's not like we're talking to each other throughout this whole ceremony, but like the telepathic communication was insane, and kept getting, like, you were in my experience. It was like Amir and Chad became like in this ceremony, and it was like, of course, like it was like everyone who has been in my world is so purposeful. It's like we're all keys for each other, unlocking. It was like click, 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 click. It's like, of course Amir's here, of course Chad's here. They're my brothers, and we're all one. And same with the others who were there in ceremony. But yeah, you came into the ceremony, so thank you for being there with us. But yeah, I really felt like just just this merging happening, just this strong brother sister connection, which was so beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if I understand what you've described, from the very start, which is preparing the medicine. There's reverence and respect and love going into it, to the initiation of the ceremony. It's very, very personal. It's a personal healing. The shaman starting the whole thing, then guiding you through it. To the very end and afterwards, where you start integrating and talking about it. This reverence, it seems that we're now coming to a theme, not just with plant medicine, but just the way we live our lives, treating our body, treating our environment, this reverence and respect and acknowledgement of the spirit. This is very important. So if I understand correctly, if somebody comes and perfectly replicates the chemicals in mass production, it probably won't have the same effect as a correct shamanic setting. And so this is it also reflected in the
Totally. That's what
placebo
I feel.
effect, where same chemical goes in, or maybe no chemical goes in. And so because you believe that it is going to work, that element of spirituality is coming in, something else is kickstarted. With the rattles and drums, the way I like to see it is kicking up magic dust. The beats of the rattle and the drum is kicking up this magic in the environment, and then as it goes around, you start experiencing what you need to.
Yeah.
Very, very profound. Thank you so much. Chad, would you like to jump in here?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So like Melissa was referring to, so yeah, from the preparation of these plants, the reverence, like you mentioned, of connecting and honoring the spirit, the consciousness of them is so important. Like the traditionally with like ayahuasca and other plants, but with ayahuasca, the women of the tribes will, as they're brewing it, they or men, but traditionally the women they're singing icaros, which are traditional songs for those who don't know that. That go way back, and they're it's intentional. uh, it's so precisely intentional, and they're infusing love in their energy, as Melissa was saying, into the medicine. Um, and that it's just like how we program water, right? If you take your water and you bless it and put your intentions in it, especially like distilled water, um, we've seen like with Dr. Emoto's work, and others, how it becomes, it's sentient. It understands that love, and it's so important. And then the having the correctly trained and purified shamans or curanderos is very important. Every step of the way is so important because it lends, yeah, to the experience. To the more respect you give to the medicine, the plant spirit, the more, in my experiences, the more it gives you back. Like you said, if you're just doing something like uh rich, or yeah, like habitually,
Yeah.
it without the reverence and the honoring and things like this, and setting intention, even if it takes a few seconds or a minute,
Yeah.
it's it's almost a disrespect. It's like a you know just like disrespectful to these medicines that offer themselves uh such profound healing for so many of us. um yeah, yeah. And the Icaros, the instruments, like Melissa was stating, they it's incredible, especially in Aya ceremonies, that when you're in the right place with the right people, the right shamans, the right medicine, those Icaros, the songs and instruments, they literally activate. It's so hard to put this into words. They activate. It's like they almost conduct they work with the spirit, and they're like conductors. And you even though you're ultimately in control of your own experience, That has a profound effect. It literally will. They take you on a. It's a ride. It's like a. That's not a good word for it. Um, when they're good at what they do, it's profound.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
phenomenal. And yeah, the preparation is so important. The dieta, what you're putting into your body or not putting into your body, um, causing people to purge or have bad experiences or beautiful experiences. And then afterwards, the integration is just as important. All of these things are just as important as sitting with the medicine itself. If you don't prepare correctly and give it reverence and honor it, and if you don't integrate afterwards, for what you've learned and gained and uh, or shed or whatever that may be, you're not fully allowing yourself to be immersed in this healing and connecting with the spirit of the plant. So yeah, it's very important. It's so important to stress you know that fact. Yeah.
That's incredible. Um, so we seem to have mutually supportive experiences of this. So the preparation, it's so important. Cleansing the body. Um, if you're a heavy smoker, it would be good not to smoke 2 weeks at least beforehand. Type of food that you eat shouldn't be very heavy or spicy. And also your intention. If you just show up, it's going to give you a rough ride. If you've been working on yourself as a way of life, it's much more compassionate. It respects you back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're looking into it and it is looking into you. There's
Yeah,
this very profound, enormous consciousness involved, and it will give each seeker what is needed.
100%.
Sometimes we humans need a little kick in the pants, and so that would explain some of the more energetic experiences. But then at the other side, when you do everything correctly, the medicine is good, the shaman is genuine, you're genuine, you have the reverence, then what it shows you, it's just life-changing, quite honestly. It's like doing years of therapy in one setting,
Yeah,
the purging of the emotion. And the way that you can then evaluate yourself is like changing a point of view. You're no longer restricted by belief systems, trauma, any sort of binding or limitation. And so once you see things, you get new data points, and that'll give you the tools to then work with it later on in the weeks and months that follow on. Those few new correct data points are so important. And so this is really a gift when everything is done correctly. It's a blessing. So I'd like to now try to focus on how to get the real deal, really,
yeah,
because perhaps you've also become aware it is turning into some sort of a pirate industry in some points in the world where they just charge people enormous amounts of money, take them to some little village, God knows where, and you don't know how the medicine is made. If you don't get robbed and you get back in one piece, you're lucky. There is an element of destiny and things being put together like what you experienced. But if you wanted to give our wonderful audience some pointers about how to discern if this is the real thing or no, how would you go about it? So if you would like, I can start with this. Someone that is not an unknown, it's not just some website on the internet. So if it's going to all be something that is inclusive in every stage of reverence and respect, the shaman is known. And so therefore, having a look at reviews, genuine people giving a review saying, "Oh yes, I know this shaman, male or female. They're amazing. They blew my socks off." See, that's a good indicator. So not going in blind, doing your homework, not being lazy about it. So being lazy and rushed, that's some sort of disrespect to the whole thing.
Mhm.
So please jump in if you would have other pointers and advice for our wonderful, wonderful viewers.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the reviews, that's a very good way to go about it. Looking up the reviews, if there are some, right? That's a good way. And I know of some, um, I guess, well-known places that that do hold that, the high reviews, and they're very good. Um, and then also it's, through word of mouth, through people that you trust, and that I have a pure heart, a clear mind, pure heart, and or loving heart, and a pure intent. Like, and ultimately, it comes down to your discernment. You have to trust. You have to know yourself. You really have to know yourself well enough to and trust yourself to listen to your gut, to let your heart guide you, and let the three of them uh, tell you if this is a good choice, a good place to go or not. You could really feel it. I can feel it, as should other people. But if you can't necessarily do that, then yeah, just um, like you said, look at the reviews, talk to as many people as possible, and don't rush it. Don't rush it. Yeah, it took me like I've been very well versed in all kinds of plant medicines for a long time. Psilocybin has been a game changer for me, microdosing psilocybin for a number of years. Um, and I was always intrigued by ayahuasca and other things like UFO, different stuff, but I was never called to it. So I never jumped the gun. I waited like
Yeah.
a long, like 30 some odd years, before I was actually, she called me to her in the perfect setting, the perfect people, the perfect places, and that's when you go. You don't rush it, like you're saying. You don't just jump in and go willy-nilly.
Yes.
Like you said, you're bound to get like anything else, if you're doing plant medicine or just traveling or whatever you might be doing, you're bound to not have the most harmonious things happen, right? Uh, quite the opposite. So yeah, just take your time, listen to your heart, listen uh, to the plants, what you are drawn to, and the people, and really trust yourself. It's about, it ties into taking your power back, understanding the power we hold within ourselves and your inner guidance. That's never going to mislead you or misguide you. It's always going to, I got the chills, it's always going to take you to exactly where you need to be for the highest divine soul purpose of each individual, you know? Yeah.
I agree with everything Chad just said. The big thing that you said that I also was going to express was that it really is a calling. Um, so like the seed for me with ayahuasca was planted like probably 15 years ago. Like the little seed was planted, but I never felt called, so to speak, to experience it. It was just it was mentioned here and there. It was like, oh, okay. But when it's when you're called, it's not like you're just if you're seeking it out just to go have an experience, like Chad was saying too, if you don't have that reverence and you just want to do it because it sounds cool, you just want to go experience it without the reverence, without the real pure intention. It just sounds cool because it's the trend. That's where I think you can end up with you know the, the impure experiences, so to speak. But when you're called to it, it's things just line up, and the word of mouth is huge. Um,
Mhm.
you're truly called to the experience. Um, you'll be guided, and you just really need to listen, follow your intuition, and use your discernment. And, yeah, and word of mouth. when you're really being called, it will just line up like exactly like Chad said. The right people will come in, just a little, all these synchronicities, and it just lines up. And just following your intuition and
Wow. I
totally
love you
fun.
guys. You just
I
Love
love
pointed
you.
you
out
much.
something you just pointed out something that is huge. I'm just thinking about not just relating to plant medicine, but pretty much any other type of spiritual experience. There's a calling.
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's a calling. See,
Yes.
somebody, there's this thing in the Michelangelo. Yeah, there's these fingers touching, the divine reaching back. You gotta at least knock the door, but somebody's got to open the door from the other side. You can't kick the door down. You'll end up injuring yourself. So this calling thing, oh boy, yes. So perhaps we can say, at least put out this intention or set out this wave that I'm ready.
Yeah.
And then when the time is right, you'll get a little inkling. Hey, psst, pull over. Pull over. And then okay, give me 15 minutes. Let me pull over safely. And boom, then the
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
So
Yeah.
I guess you've had these pullover moments also.
Oh yeah.
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 It's
Yeah.
really wild. The synchronicities become kind of ridiculous, actually. Like like in a beautiful, ridiculous way. It's just like
Yes,
then you just know you're on the right path, or you're following. Like when Chad was here, it was so I can't even think. There's too many to even count, but it was just like one thing after another. It got to the point where like, of course, like the
Yeah.
shock, like you're like, wow, this is amazing, and then it happens so much. We're just like, well, of course.
oh yes, yes,
It's really
Pure
cool.
magic. Pure
yes.
Yeah,
magic.
Your magic.
totally magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
and yeah, like when you're following your true divine path, soul mission, soul purpose, whatever you want to call it, as you both have stated, and as we know, yeah, it's just synchronicities become common. Magic becomes life. Everything unfolds for you. You become a magnet. Doors open. People come into places. It's just life becomes magical. There's no other way to put it. And at the same time, if you veer off of this, as we know, you'll kind of get like a gentle
yes,
nudge back in. And when you're in that, when you're walking your true divine path, serving your true divine purpose, it is the most magical, beautiful, um, uh, majestic, you know, like it's hard to put into words. It's so beautiful, you know? And
you're honored and humbled at the same time.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
both.
so it's kind of just like a correction. Everything that's gone wrong with the software and hardware, it's like a big correction wave. Hey, there you go, little human. Googy goo. Here's a little correction wave, and off you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Mind blown. I'd like to now just give the floor to both of you if you want to add anything that we might have forgotten about this or not touched upon. Please feel free.
Sure. I want to just emphasize the fact that people can go online and there's so much misinformation out there, you know, which is commonplace now, unfortunately, with pretty much every topic there is. So really do your research and talk to people you trust, listen to yourself in meditation, your spirit guide, your higher self, source, whatever it is for you, listen to that and try to avoid the misinformation that's put out. And you have to understand, it's respectfully, it's common sense,
Yeah.
commonsensical that they who don't want us to pierce through the veil and awaken and be fully empowered humans are going to put this out there, and they're going to put stories out that, oh, this is bad, and you know uh, to scare us away from these things. And it's generally when it's what they say to do or not do. And I'm not saying this is medical advice, or it's do the opposite, but do it with discernment and guidance and reverence and those types of things. Um, and it's truly life-changing. Be patient. Patience is a big thing. Don't rush it. Patience and trust and patience. Um, And yeah, and another thing, it's not a magic pill, it's not a magic bullet. You have to put the work in. And I've set just really quick, I've set with many people where you, they haven't put in the work. Um, and they don't have a good time. You know, some might make it through, like if it's like a three ceremony, uh, you know, Aya, like a week-long thing. Some might make it through, but others will just they take off. This happened with Melissa and I just recently, because they're not prepared, and so they go through these experiences. But when you're prepared, it's the most divine, blissful, enlightening, authentic. You like that you open it's we're you open up the consciousness to the divine. Everything, all that is accessible to you and for you, and you get, yeah, like you said, you get these downloads, these remembrances. They're more like they resonate as remembrances for me. Like the first time I sat with Aya, I we it was like a re, we it was like sitting with someone, like a family member. I knew her, she knew me. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. It was like, it's just so beautiful. And one thing I want to add, this has always stuck with me since, um, it- you know, it, it's okay to be somewhat nervous going into these things. But one of my favorite shamans, she told me to have your picture, have a smiling heart, have your heart smile. This goes with the preparation and stuff, and go into it with trust, and she'll give you exactly what you are looking for and more. It'll blow your mind. I mean, it's in the most beautiful way. It'll blow your mind. Yeah. So yeah, preparation is just key. Yeah, and then of course, and not there are those that are out there to take advantage of people, but it's kind of, again, it's maybe not so much commonsensical, but it's just use discernment. Like, you're not going to go walking in a bad neighborhood at 3 a.m. with a wad of money in your hand, kind of a thing. It's so, just use common sense and discernment. And then there's so much out there, and yeah. So
Well,
it's
beautifully
it's
said.
beautiful.
Beautifully said.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. My biggest yeah, definitely surrender, trust, and listen, and just be present with the experience. It's definitely not like a magic pill, like Chad was saying. When you go into it thinking, "Oh, I'm just gonna go take this medicine and sit in the ceremony, and then I'll be healed from all my stuff." It's like, no. What I found is it helps you. It doesn't. You're not numbing yourself like some other, like narcotics and things that are numbing. Like working with plant medicines is like you're.
Like that.
It's bringing to light the things that you're willing to face and see within yourself, and any demons, are your own shadows. There's nothing that's going to attack you on the outside. It's just, um, you know, your darkness within yourself, and you've got to be emotionally mature and spiritually mature to face them if you're looking to work with the plant medicines. But it allows you to just kind of, from a broader perspective, just look within yourself and just also brings people together, and you kind of have this deep compassion for others and what they might be going through. Um, just this deep connection and yeah, compassion, really, because everyone's going through different stuff, but you really, it's like you let go of the judgment of all of that, and you just kind of just are supporting each other and allowing each other to move through whatever they need to move through. That was my that is my favorite thing about this whole, and it's not like it ends with the ceremony, and I mean it's trans highly transformative, really. It's changed my life, and it's not for everyone for sure, but you're feeling the call and it speaks to you. I would say you know, just
Wow.
trust. Trust, surrender, and
Wow.
listen.
Just
And
beautiful, beautiful.
I wanted to add
yeah.
one
Please.
thing with mushrooms. So I'm talking about hallucinogenic like psilocybin, but also like adaptogenic, like lion's mane, reishi. Look for people, look into the research. There's actually now a lot of research, verified public, research on this, how certain microdosing with psilocybin, adding in something like lion's mane, it'll other things like turmeric, even like niacin, vitamin B3, organic, of course. The neural links, so like the state of mind or the consciousness and this that you connect with and expand into, uh, using these in combination, it will allow these neural links to grow, and you literally, like they say, you can't grow your brain cells back and they die and all this. This stuff will actually, this, if you use this in the right way with the right intentions, it expands all of this. It's incredibly transformative, So there's all kinds of ways to do this. You don't have to take a hero's dose, and go,
Yes.
off the charts or not. You can do that, and that is good sometimes for certain people. But look at the ways that you can do things to literally change, to expand the chemistry, or I mean I guess the physiology of your brain. You make new connections, it's profound the healing that can come from this.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
you know.
Oh yes.
So there's a lot out there to look into. Ibogaine is another one, and I speak from experience. Ibogaine, people talk about, you know, at least what I've seen, same thing, a lot of misinformation. Oh, it's bad. Kind of course it's like it's scheduled as like some crazy, it's like they put it like a heroin type drug. The only reason they do that is because it gets people off. It rewires the body, the brain, the nervous system to get over addiction,
Yeah.
or problems. It could be you're overworked, overstressed,
Yeah.
depressed, too much anxiety, all the way to addicted to heroin or these things. And that will get that literally has a power within like a week or 10-day period to get people off these things free and clear. It's fantastic. I mean, it's just like amazing. Again, it's just follow the same procedures, look
Yes.
up the reviews and all that stuff, and follow your heart and your gut and
Yes.
your.
Absolutely.
There's
If
just so
I
much out there.
yes, if I may now just add my understanding of what you have so beautifully said. There's an element of reverence and love that goes into every stage of this. It is
Hmm.
not a production line kind of thing. is very, very personal, from the ingredients that make the medicine to how it comes to you, meeting the shaman, experiencing it, and afterwards the integration. Respect and humility is good. There are many, many peer-reviewed papers on the positive effects of this. I would encourage our wonderful audience to look into this. Don't trust us. Read, please. Have a
Yeah.
look and see what you make of it. This is good to just expand our horizons. There are theories that say that, in fact, it was because of mushrooms and plant medicines that our species evolved to this stage, having that effect on expanding the neuroanatomy of the brain and what we can do with this wonderful tiny machine. There's a lot of
Yeah.
good stuff out there. We're not recommending or discouraging anything, just to have an open mind and an open heart and use your discernment. And if such a thing is for you, we bless your journey. It's going to be an awesome ride.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not for everybody, but it's definitely like I just, yeah, repeat what you said. Yeah, exactly. It's not for everybody, but if it does resonate, by all means. Yeah.
Good, good, good. And so it seems that many wonderful themes that also apply to other modalities of spirituality. Melissa, what you said, that it's not a switch that you flip. Chad, you also alluded to this, that it's now just giving you that extra set of data points, or quote unquote enlightenment, for you to then go in the correct direction. Nobody's going to pull you up or lift you up the mountain. So there is that need for putting work into yourself and actually coming face to face with what you discover and so on. So, well, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I really wasn't expecting this to be so awesome, but at the same time, I kind of was. I'm in the presence of two master shamans, not just this lifetime, but many lifetimes. I've had the privilege and honor of working with you. And so I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so much. And I'm just speechless. I hope that we have the opportunity to share our experience with each other and with whoever will be seeing this. I'm
you.
just very, very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Very grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So grateful. I'm so grateful
Okay,
for this
so
collaboration.
yes, yeah, we should definitely do this more often.
Love that.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good. So
Okay.
I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you are. And so
Likewise.
to be continued.
Okay.
Much
Love you.
love and gratitude.
Much
Thank
love.
you, Amir.
Thank you.
Bye.